Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So we have kind of tagged this gap again, but the gap is still open as far as I'm concerned. So that's the first thing you need to pay attention to. And then the second thing is that we have broken this pin bar here. You can broken the structure, and we've come back to test it. The third thing that you need to pay attention to is that we do have an inside bar that is formed off I suppose it's not quite, it is a level, but it's not a very strong level. This to me would be a stronger level there, which would also close the gap. So we do have the Feds coming out today with their song and dance. So at the moment, I'm not keen on chasing much. This is a potential head and shoulders here, with the neckline being here, which is being tested at the moment. I'll give you the levels now when we get down to the lower time frames. That little gap is closed, but we've still got this gap that is open. So I suspect another leg down back into this zone here before deciding what we're going to do. So I'm not too keen though on second guessing this at the moment, and typically what happens now before the Feds is we start going into a pretty tight range. So yeah, it could drift lower, there's no doubt about that. You can see there's the pin bar off the structure, big move down, trend retest of the moving averages early in the session yesterday before moving to the downside, and I just want to see if we had an opportunity here. I wasn't paying attention to this because I'd already decided not to risk anything. There is some structure right there, and if we drop down to 15 minutes, hindsight always been a perfect science. Yep, there's a nice big juicy tail and inside bar engulfing bar. Just below that, stop up there, 34-point stop loss for a pretty quick, rapid move down. Would have probably got out here anyway because of that price action. But anyway, there was something there if you were paying attention. But at the moment, I am sitting on hands. There's nothing that I really want to get involved in with at the moment. Could be a rejection here. It could also just go sideways until the Feds come out, and then we're waiting for the Feds. So ultimately, the indexes are waiting for the Feds. Currencies will also be waiting for the Feds. It all depends what the Feds are going to be doing. Could be an interest rate hike. It could be some other bad news, or it could be some good news. But whatever happens, you're going to see this thing move in one direction or the other. Now, bear in mind there are gaps here as well. So my bias at the moment is to the downside. So I'm suspecting we're probably going to reject this zone again this morning. So probably reject it and then drift a little bit lower. Don't think it's going too far. We're probably just going to bounce around here. And then when the Feds come out, depending on what the data is, it'll either be a massive move and gap to the upside or to the downside. Then it'll muck around, close the gaps, bounce around, bounce around, bounce around. And then tomorrow is when, once the noise has been digested, is when the market will typically move in the direction that it has chosen. So for me, I'm going to choose to sit on my hands and keep my money in my pocket today. We will pick this up tomorrow once the noise is out the way. Hope it helps. If it does, drop us a thumbs up, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.